all the teachers who are attending the meeting, and I welcome our resource person, the guest speaker of the day, Sri Vikas Gupta.
Hello.
Welcome you, sir. Students, I will give a brief about today's event. We are celebrating the Earth Day 2021, which is supposed to be on the 22nd April every year. Just to make you ready for 22nd April, we are having the webinar today itself so that we are ready. And this year's theme, restore our Earth. That means we need to save our resource, whatever is available. That is the idea. Okay. This is our probably the second webinar with the Army Public School. I think earlier we had be vocal for local. I think NCC cadets only attended, but today we have a mix of NCC as well as general students also. So welcome you again. And today we have invited Mr. Vikas Gupta. He has accepted our invitation with all his tight schedules. And thank you so much, sir, for having be with us. And it is an honor to be our guest speaker today. So let me introduce a brief about Vikas Gupta. Vikas Gupta has nearly 10 years of work experience, and at present he is working for the Ministry of Agriculture, United Nations Development Program. So he is a highly resourceful person. We are really proud and happy to be invited him for this session. I request all the students to attend very carefully. Do not disturb his lecture. Understand what he speaks and implement to the possible extent to restore our Earth. That is the agenda. I'll request Mr. Vikas Gupta to take over so that we'll have a discussion with him.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Gupta.
So, thank you, Vardharajan ji. So my internet connection is a little unstable, but I hope everybody can hear me right now.
We can hear, sir.
We'll manage.
Yeah. And thank you to all the participants here, all the children, all the young people who are here and who would like to listen to what I'm going to speak. But I think a lot of you obviously. And special salute to the NCC cadets. So I just hope that the mic because Rajan, can you ask everybody to close the mic?
Screen sharing.
Unmute yourself because some noise is coming from your side, please. Yeah.
I'm on unmute, but I think some students have.
You can speak, sir, and screen sharing is allowed. You can start your this thing. Yeah.
Okay. So as I'm quite happy and I feel very proud to be talking to all the students here because again, you guys are the future. What you will learn tomorrow and whatever you have learned already, in case you people actually implement on the ground, then we can always imagine to have a better world. Because right now there are a lot of on that us as elders do not know, but I really want you people to get stronger every day and learn new things so you can pick up things quickly, gain more knowledge of things, and then you can help this country out in achieving a lot of things that we still imagine. So I'll start with my presentation. I have made a small presentation to just about this whole theme of restoring the planet and plastic pollution. So I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so can anybody tell me who this character is?
Sir, I can. Sir, I know.
Please tell.
Sir, Captain Planet.
Oh yes, so you know it. How old are you?
Sir, I am 12.
You're 12. I'm pretty much amazed that you know this actor. So when I was young, I think your age. Then this character actually there was an animated series that ran on, I think it was DD Metro, because that time we had only a few channels. So this animation called Captain Planet used to be aired on those channels. And at that time, when things were not even known to a lot of us, as children, even our parents and our parents' parents, this particular cartoon animation series talked about all the issues that we were having at that point with the planet and what they were perceiving to us. So they talked about pollution, about consumerism. They talked about so many things in that series. So if you remember, and I think you people should also go to YouTube and watch this series. Very relevant now at this point of time in 2020. Yeah. So you have watched. I think not many children don't even know about this series, but it was so good because it will give you all the details that are relevant today, and in a very good way, because this character and 5 of his teammates. So 5 of us were based on 5 elements of life on the planet. So they had rings that they wore,
Yeah, sir. I
and these
remember.
5 elements were the powers that these people. So I think you should rather go and see it, because then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Sir, I already watched the episode.
You watched it? Very nice. I think you should tell your friends also to watch it. It must be there on YouTube. In case you'll find it somewhere on the internet, but in case you want to know the things that are happening in a good way, go and watch this. So let's just talk about the earth, the elements of nature, and what's currently happening. What I know, and I'll also tell you the kind of work that I do at this age, at this point of time. So as I said, wait, yeah. So these are the 5 elements of life that we know about. Our natural resources, when we say our natural resources, so these are earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. Heart was basically Captain Planet's 5th element, but we can always say it's either nature or spirit or even God or external power source, whatever still binds our earth together. So these are the 5 key elements. So when we say resources, these are the things we should that we have been gifted. It comes naturally to us: earth, fire, wind, water, and our spirit, whatever we call it. So remember, whenever these are the elements that we should always focus on when we talk about planet, and when we talk about pollution, we talk about any other problems currently that we see are going on with the planet or our earth, or even all the countries together, our own India, and a lot of, so wherever you exist right now, we are going through issues. And whenever you talk of resources, these are the 5 elements you should focus on. Okay, now what's going on with our natural resources? I'll start with an example. Okay, so this place exists near me. So if you do not know, I live in a place called Faridabad. It's right next to Delhi, and it's one of the most polluted cities in this whole country. And not just country, when the rankings are released every year of pollution, Faridabad is top 10 cities of the world in pollution. and respectively are other cities like Gurgaon and Kanpur and Varanasi, and you'll find a lot of places. And you should always keep checking on these rankings that are released every year, that you know which point are we going wrong. So this place that you see, it's called it's on Gurgaon Faridabad Road. It's a big 6-way road highway, and this landfill, what you see in the background, came up I think 5 or 6 years ago only. It was not there. Amazingly, it came inside a jungle that we were so proud of once. It is called Aravali Hills. In case you know about it, Aravali Hills are the oldest mountain range in the country today. But this landfill suddenly came out. We to travel through that whole highway, and we realized that the municipal corporation and a lot of other agencies that are responsible for cleanliness are dumping waste on a beautiful jungle. And then it rose so much that it now grows 7 meter every year. So there's a lot of tons of waste that is being thrown over here every day. And what you see are people here of an organization that I volunteer for. It's called Save Aravali. So they were protesting against this landfill. Why I chose this example was because this landfill today, even in Bangalore, I've taken a screenshot. I'll show it in the next slide. So even in Bangalore, a lot of certain cities today, because we are so many people now, the population is so big that what result is happening is that we have started consuming a lot of things. We want instant food, we want instant everything. Our waste is so much that it is becoming unmanageable, that whatever we do, we still have to dump it somewhere. So in case you guys there are at least 4 landfills in Delhi, and this one is next to Delhi. So in that whole radius, we have at least 6 or 7 landfills that are polluting this whole area, not just specific area where they are, but around it. Now, the result of this landfill is this. So one, we actually uprooted a lot of trees to dump our waste from Aravali Hill in Aravali Hills. Okay, so we disturbed basically the oldest mountain range in the country. Then this whole jungle called Aravali has lot of animals. So I've been there. I've been inside the jungle. So, and I was young when I went there. So we leopards, we used to have deers, we used to have nilgai, wild rabbits, snakes, and lot of animals. It's count because this is the only forest in Haryana, by the way. So, doing the whole thing. Now, because of that waste, what happened was, because this waste is on a land, right? The constituents of the waste are going inside the land also. So it's polluting the underground water, the fresh water sources that we have, and there are a lot of villages inside the jungle that are now getting contaminated water because of this landfill. Other impact was because those villages always lived in their natural environment. They were not consuming contaminated water. They were not consuming contaminated air. And now cancer cases have come up. So it's been 3-4 years that Haryana actually started to get more cancer cases because of this one causing all that. And again, poisonous air. So sometimes I go by bike, my motorcycle there, and even before reaching that, smell the waste. So now you know what is happening. So all because of, I'll not say it's because of the government or some particular segment or a community or whatever. It's because of us, you, me, everybody, because of our consumerism, because of our habits that currently is loading this place into something that it was not, as I said, it was 5-6 years ago, but then this is a huge landfill that has come up. And again, those results of consumerism has resulted in have been reading about air pollution in Bangalore, air pollution in Delhi, and the worst, and especially in winters we get smog. And even before Corona came, we were already wearing masks because we needed to save our health. And it is what it is causing is it's causing loss of life and even life years. So we used to live for at least 70, 80 years. Now the age is getting reduced. So not to scare you, but these are the things that we are responsible for, not just one particular segment, but all of us. So now again, this example from Bangalore. So Mandu landfill. I'm not about Bangalore's other means areas, but then these are the results of us. No, as people, what we are doing is this is the result, and we cannot always come and blame any particular community or government or authority or municipal corporation or whatever. It's us, and we should be the thing that okay, this has come up because of us, and we need to reduce it. Because when you as individuals start working on things, then there is a change. I'll go ahead with the presentation. And now again, so this is what I was talking about. What do you think contributed to this landfill? Our consumption habits, years of littering. So when I was a small kid, and we used to travel on trains. Okay, and because as young kids we were given there were a lot of advertisements on TV and newspapers about all sort of chips, Cheetos, Lays, and Uncle Chips and whatever. And because we were so excited to eat them, and if we are traveling on train, we'll just throw them out of the train without thinking this is the litter that we are creating. And if I did it,
Good morning, sir.
my age must have did it.
Sorry for disturbing.
Okay.
Students, sir, 1 minute. Students, please mute yourself. There is a lot of disturbance. If I mute all the participants, then what happens? Even the resource person will be muted. That's why, please, I'm requesting you, students, please mute yourself. There is a lot of noise. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, guys. So years of littering. So as I was saying that if I did it, a lot of children of my age must have done it, and the parents did not stop it. So again, we were not what we were doing. We just, because we had so much of space, we had so much of irresponsibility, and we did not even think that what we were doing, we just threw it out and that's it. So when you go around, you see the tracks, this lot of litter in the city is because of us, lot of polythene bags that you find cows eating, especially if you come to my place in Faridabad. Lot of areas, I'm sure it must be in Bangalore also, that when you go around the road, you'll find stocks of polythene bags where some birds are always sitting and eating. Who's the cause of all this? It's our habits. We were never conscious of what we were doing. Then our lack of understanding. By our lack of understanding is we do not know how to manage our waste. So we all live at our homes, right? When you go to the kitchen, you see your mother cooking, okay? And we always have a dustbin in the kitchen, right? So when we cook, when we slice those vegetables, we throw them in the dustbin, and then we bring other stuff from the market. Then we have bags that we carry the vegetables in. We have sold stuff, maybe some papers, maybe some packages, maybe anything, normal plastic stuff. We just throw it. We are not conscious. We just don't think before throwing that what we are doing. So it's just one dustbin that has everything together. And next day, this waste collector will come. He'll collect that thing and go to the waste center, and he'll throw it at one go. So imagine this little dustbin that you gave away, this whole waste that went out of your house is contributing to what you saw. Landfill is result of all the households that contributing that waste into. So what goes out of my house is that mountain, and what goes out of my house is indirectly responsible for that pollution that right. Then as children especially have forgotten how our ancestors used to live. So people from 90s and 50s and 70s will tell you a lot of intelligent things. Your grandparents will tell you a lot of intelligent things, that how they used to manage all that in their time. Today what we are doing, especially the kids, I'm counting the 80s kids, the 90s and 2000, we are not aware of that. We are not aware of that knowledge that they carry within themselves. So always talk to your grandparents, always talk to your parents, like how did at that time, when there was no TV, when there was no internet, when there were no motor cars, there were not many motorcycles, it was just simple living. How did they used to manage all that without pollution? You get to know there are a lot of rivers, there are a lot of areas where a lot of things are missing. You are missing all those natural resources. So if you have read recently, in case you are active, so there are forest fires in Uttarakhand. Imagine, I just went there 4 or 5 days ago, and mountains are burning. It's because of that little carelessness that we had, and of it. And again, last point is casual approach and instant gratification. As I said, we need chips, we need instant food, we need burgers, we just want to consume quickly and get away with it. And remember, everything comes in, even whatever you get through Amazon, you get through Zomato, you get through Swiggy, or anything you order online, it always comes in packaging. And remember, you are throwing something outside of your house, and it is contributing. And now what I'll talk about is what is the major contribution that goes from us, from our houses, from our offices, from our industries, area which I showed you. It's called plastic. So actually, sir and I had a talk about it also, that we'll be talking about plastic. Guys, at UNDP where I work, there was a project called Plastic Waste Management. And because you're not aware of the system that works in this country, that we tend to look at it from a consumer side, that we got something in our, and then we used it and we threw it, and that's it. Now the municipal corporation has to take care of it. It actually is something quite deeper. So I'll tell you about what work that I did, and as a project and individual level. So for me, plastic, plastic, what I call is, it's a good invention that has gone wrong. So plastic was created, as you must have studied in your classes, that it's made of the polycarbonate, what do you call poly something? It's that raw material. It is a very durable thing. It doesn't break easily. It can be used for a lot of time. It stays with you, and it's very light. The properties are very good. So, but the problem is that we have used it so much so that now it's become a problem. As I said, it's an essential product. Today, not one thing in your life is missing plastic. So I see their children sitting in a car, right? Gayatri and Geetika. So I think you are in a car, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as I was saying, so in your car, you will find a lot of plastic things that are there. So everything that we use today has some amount of plastic, right? Whether it is your eye drops, whether it is your glasses, whether it's your car, whether it's your packaging, your plastic products, as in chips and wrappers and everything. This plastic everywhere. So as people, now what we have to think is, we have to understand is, there is a different type of plastic. So one is that plastic that you can use, stays with you, okay, and one is single use plastic.
Sir, Vikas sir, 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for disturbing. Zoom is telling only 10 minutes. Therefore, if it get cut, the children can join with the same meeting ID and the password. See, Zoom is giving only 40 minutes. See, it is showing.
So should I rejoin?
They can rejoin.
Rejoin, we'll reschedule again.
Reschedule again. Okay. It is showing,
Okay.
it is Only 10 minutes.
So,
Okay.
ma'am, in 10 minutes, I think I'll finish it and then we can rejoin for question and answers. Would
Yeah,
that
that's
be okay?
what.
Okay.
And along with
Okay,
that,
so
there will be a link also given so that all the participants will get a participating certificate. And about the competition, he is going to brief. Therefore, if
okay,
it
so
gets
I'll quickly run through the presentation.
presentation, if it
Children will
gets cut,
enjoy.
children can join, rejoin with the he will
Yeah.
reschedule again. Okay, that's what I wanted to.
Okay,
confirm.
ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am, no problem. So, what I was telling is that we need to first understand what kind of plastic we are using. Is it that long-staying plastic or is it a single-use plastic? So, what you see in those landfills is mostly single-use. It's that Bisleri bottle that we bring in. It's the fruity package that we bring in. The PET bottles, Limca and cold drink, whatever cold drinks that we bring in our houses, and the chips lay. It's the straws that we get from the coconut seller. So we have to understand that this problem of single-use plastic is actually contributing more to the pollution levels. So just 65 million tons of waste is generated every year. So imagine that kind of every day into the in somewhere in the landfill, and because of that waste we are generating so much pollution that it is creating problem for our own health. Then only 22 to 28% is processed and treated. Means processed and treated means that it is brought into waste centers and they either end up recycling or reusing that whole plastic waste. But just that minimal amount. So calculate 22% of 65 million ton. It's hardly 20. It's hardly 12-15% of this whole waste. So most of that is lying here around in litters in the cities that you see. Then again, because we do not know about it, so our government has some solid waste management rules. So I'll leave it to the children to just go through it. It's a long thing and everybody does not understand it yet, but there are waste management rules given by our government. Again, the system is a little loose. We as individuals need to strengthen it because it's everybody does not follow it. And there's something called extended producer responsibility. So I'll give you an example. So for example, it's Coca-Cola, right? When Coca sells that bottle, so the government wants them to take responsibility for that plastic bottle. So once you consume that Coca-Cola, uh, ideally Coca-Cola should bring it back to their own center and recycle it. Okay, so that's extended producer responsibility. So what they are selling, they are getting it back to their centers and they are not. Okay, so this is the culprit basically. Problem that we say, the plastic pollution that we talk about. This is the. So what you see here are disposable glasses. So when you go to the juice center and you ask for one glass of juice and he gives you a disposable glass, it goes into waste. And when you go out to drink coconut water, same thing happens. When we order food from Swiggy and Zomato, same thing happens. Those plastic forks, plus plastic plates. So this is what is contributing more. It eat it and we throw it away. That's it. Now comes the question: how do we manage plastic? Well, this is a difficult diagram. It's the reason why I got it here is the kind of work that I do for UNDP actually goes around. I'll explain it in a very simple way. Okay, so in the middle that you see is a Swachhata Kendra. What we do at UNDP is we have actually set up a few waste collection centers in a lot of cities in India, at least 35 cities in India. And what we do is we talk to the residents like you, like me, who live in their houses and they contribute to the waste. So what we do is we go to their houses, we collect that waste in segregated dustbins. So one dustbin is a green dustbin which has all the organic waste, means your kitchen waste, and there's another dustbin that is blue in color. That has dry waste, means your plastic, your cardboard boxes, fiber, and whatever dry waste is there. We get it out of their homes. We have different collection vehicles with Safai Sathis or waste collectors. So we call waste collectors as Safai Sathis. Okay, these people collect it, bring it to the waste centers. Then what happens to that waste is we basically manage and process that waste. We have some machines, seven, 8 different types of machines that segregate that waste. We basically segregate in different types. It goes different, fiber goes different, glass goes different, cardboard goes in a different um, different bin, and then we process it in different machines, and what comes out is a raw material. It's black. It's called a gatta, and that gatta is then sold to recyclers for making new products. So what we are trying to do here is create a circular economy where what we consume in our house is created into something else. So we create furniture, we create the face shields, we create pens, we create a lot of different products that are reused. So basically what we are doing is, as I said, we are consuming things, we are collecting it from you, and we are creating something out of it, so it doesn't goes to litter, is utilized, so it stays in the system, it doesn't goes. And problem with it is that the waste collectors get to earn their money. These are poor people, they need to earn money, and we in our country there is a sector called informal sector. So what the laborers that you see that are involved in construction of houses, similarly these are waste collectors who are part of that informal sector. They don't come under, they are not employed by companies, they are just people who work in different areas and help us means in construction and cleanliness and everything. So we help them earn money, waste from different places, they bring it to us, we pay them, and that is how we are helping sustain their lives. Now the challenge, as I said, the waste collectors and their life, as I said, we do not know about these waste collectors at all. So we need to understand how they collect waste, how they take it to the centers, why is there so much litter in the country. Then as people, there is a difference between education and studies. So what we are doing currently in school is studies, right? But education is different. When you educate yourself, you tend to understand how the system works, how this life works, how things in the country work. So that is education, because then you understand that, okay, this is the loophole, this is the problem, and this is where I have to act. Okay. How can we reduce our footprint? So now I'll be quicker. So what you see here is what my organization does. So you see on the left hand side, so these are the waste collectors getting waste. So we also, and on their bag, you see there are 16 different, actually not visible in the picture, but there are 16 different types of dustbins that we have. So the waste is segregated into different type of waste. Our cards, who do not have voter IDs, who do not have their driving licenses, a lot of documents are missing. So we also help them obtain that identity, so they can also go to a place and then they can also say that, okay, this is the place where I live at, but I deserve that right to work, and I deserve the right to earn, and I as an identity we in this, because a lot of government because you people are anyway related to NCC also, so government has a lot of schemes. Indian government runs a lot of also. So this is how we help them also to earn their livelihood and identity. Now, on the left-hand side, what you see is a kid. This child belongs to a waste collector. So what we have done is the waste that was brought to the center, a lot of books also came along with it. Okay, so we ended up establishing for waste collectors and their children. So this collection center, waste collection center at Panjim is not just collecting waste, it's helping people learn, it's helping people get educated. And because these waste collectors actually know the kind of threat they face because of the waste that we as from our households throw. So I'll tell you one thing. So these corona times, okay, lot of waste, especially hazardous waste such as masks, gloves, injections, has risen. So what happens is when these waste collectors come to collect waste from our houses and they segregate it at waste collection center, they are also prone to infection. So as we do not know it because we are sitting in our houses and offices, but they are prone to infections because we have used them, we have thrown these things away, and we need to make sure that these people are also healthy. And what happens is, because we are ensuring that these people are healthy, it actually is contributing to lesser pollution levels, lesser littering, lesser contribution to waste, and lesser. So what we talk about restoring the planet, this is how we help, because as people we need to help people to bring them together on one platform so we can think alike. We cannot be living in the same house and the children are talking something else and parents are talking something else and grandparents are talking something else. You know that example, because when we talk different things in our houses, we cannot live as one family. So when we want to bring everybody together to talk about reducing pollution, to talk about reducing waste, we need to understand that we should empower people, not just ourselves. So this is what we were doing. And on right hand side, what you see is we had a campaign. It was called Plastic Love Mask Pow. So we ran it with a hashtag, right? So the objective was that people like you can collect plastic waste from our houses, get it to a center, and in exchange we give you mask for corona. Okay, we were also giving sanitizers, and before that we were running a campaign, Plastic Love Thela. When you bring a plastic bag to our center, we'll give you a cloth bag. So see how we are collecting waste. Okay, on our side we'll collect this waste and we'll send it to processing and recycling. But as individuals, the coming to our centers to donate that waste away, we are giving them a bag so they can use it repeatedly, and then it's not pollution, means reduce the pollution. So these are the things that we need to think at big level, national level, that can help bring down what we have created. So what I believe, as personally, what I believe is we cannot stop that thing. Okay, whatever is happening with the country right now in terms of pollution and in all the challenges that we face, we cannot stop that. We can only reduce it. Okay, the more we try to curb our own habits, will help to reduce. We cannot bring down that 65 million tons of waste that I was telling initially in one go, but if we start controlling it today, tomorrow it will be reduced to somewhat, maybe 0.001%, and this is how we'll start bringing things down. Now as individuals, so I'll show you the things that I do in my house, and I'm sure a lot of you children especially will be doing this. But this is what I do as my own responsibility. Make sure that I contribute lesser to the waste. I try my best to not let kitchen waste at least to go out of my house. So on the left hand side that you see is there's actually construction going right next to my house. The yellow cloth that is hanging there is all torn, and but this on my boundary wall I have this reused can and plastic bottle planters. So I had a lot of plants from the bottles that I collected in my house. I painted them, and the soda bottle cans that so I used to cut them. I used to sit along and cut it with the scissor, and I have some tools also to make holes, and then I converted them into planters. So I've planted all those, survived a lot of heat, and as you see, the sun still falling on them. But the only problem I'm facing right now is I cannot remove it because there's construction right now. So after 2 or 3 months, when it will be over, in case we meet again, I'll definitely show you what this whole thing changed, because the plants will be back and it will all turn green. So plants and this plant called do now. It's actually it's a rose. It's called some sort of rose that grows throughout the summer season. And I have cactuses that can grow. Cactuses can actually sustain themselves very easily. So this is what I created. On the right hand side, on the picture that's above, I have used some materials, the plastic bowls that came from Swiggy and Zomato, and the Baskin Robbins and Gianni's ice cream and whatever. So whatever comes at my house, I try to convert it into a planter. So there's one made of mitti, and that's a biryani handi that comes that this Biryani Express. I think that brand is called Biryani Express. They deliver that thing, and I converted it to a planter also. So there you going in. Below the picture, there's a plastic bottle that half cut, and there's a that plant is called Purple Heart. So I grew that Purple Heart in that, and there's a hole that was gifted to me on a birthday. I basically made a hole through the drilling machine below the mug, and now it's to create that drainage hole, and now it has a cactus. Then you see what I do here is I have, so also in case you guys also want to buy this compost set is sold by a brand called Daily Dump. Okay, so what I'm doing here is whatever kitchen waste I get, I collect at my house. So this is on my roof. So I take it on, I combine it with the cocoa peat mixture that they have given, and I convert it into compost. So what you see here, the picture on the right is I've been able to make after 3 weeks. So after the 4th week this whole thing will be black, and then I'll take this compost and I'll put it in my plants at home, at least 300 and 350. I think more than that, in fact. So I have garden on the front yard and the backyard and on the roof also. So I'll compost in the plants. So one thing that I could do on my, I did not allow the kitchen waste, because the landfill that you see, the smell that you get from that landfill is because of the kitchen waste that we are contributing. Okay, I'm not letting that go out of my house. I'm converting it into giving it to my plants, and because these are four bins, right? So one after the other would keep on converting it into each other. So it's called Daily Dump. You can search it on the internet, and now a lot of the other brands are also selling it, selling these kind of compost bins on the internet. So I must recommend that you guys also should buy this thing and help your family also to convert that kitchen waste into something. On the left that you see, I've created self-watering planters created for my vegetables. So by self-watering planters, what I mean is that I take plastic bottle, the soda bottle that comes, I slice it into half, and then I invert it basically on the lower part of it. So there's a what we do is we create a small hole inside the screw of that bottle, and then there's a passes from the upper half into the lower half, and the lower water. So what we studied in our 3rd or 4th class, the capillary, this is what happens. So I fill the upper part with and soil and plant seeds there. So the soil starts picking up water itself, and the seed gets sprouted. So even if you want to that way, you can always use this method. And this way, whatever plastic bottles comes into your houses gets converted into a planter. You get to actually grow a new plant, and then you can plant when it grows, the roots grow quite big. Then you can always plant it on the ground or your normal pots. And on the right, as I was telling you, that we segregate waste in 2 ways at our house. So the dry, when the waste collection person comes, and in the green one we have kitchen waste. So that kitchen waste, I take it upstairs and put it inside the compost. That green bucket that you see. So what it is doing is, so there's a pipe that's going inside it, right? So that pipe is actually from the RO, the reverse osmosis machine that we have. I'm sure that you people also have that house. So when we take water out of it, you see the RO pushes out a lot of wastewater. So the hard water comes out. So what I do is I collect that wastewater, and the cleaning of the house and also the plants, that water, I use that water to water my garden. So again, this is one of that I try to curb my waste out of my house. And again, remember these 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. It's the formula in case you want to contribute. If you think that you are responsible for what's happening today, make sure that you think you are very conscious you are consuming, and then try to segregate it into these three elements. Reduce first, try to reduce what you are consuming. Reuse, as what I was showing you. So that is all reusing. Those plastic bottles, the soda cans, compost bins, that's reusing. And recycle is what we do at the community. So try to find out places around you that are uh, recycling stuff that you are producing. Go and donate. If you have e-waste at your house, old mobile phones, old machines, go and distribute, give them, donate them to these centers. They'll take care of it. They actually help reduce our contribution. As I was saying, what we can do about it: be conscious, as I said, observation. You know what you are consuming, and stop blaming authorities. We cannot control that. Government and municipal corporations actually help us. Thing is, we as consumers, we do not understand that part. And in fact, you also talk to your parents, your families, talk about these things and your neighborhood. Um, so, you, so I'll give you an example. Indore, it is the #1 city in India for last 4 years in terms of cleanliness. So, sir, Vardarajan ji, in case we also have a session in the future,
Yes,
I
in
try to
in
explain to
Bangalore we have
them what.
in
So
Bangalore we
yeah, so I
have
was saying
a
that.
sorry. Continue.
No, I was just saying that in case we have future also, I'll tell them what
Yes.
Indore did. The whole city to reduce their waste, and today for last 4 years, they have been earning this title of #1 clean city in India. I've been there. I have actually documented it. Small
Okay.
file that I created, a photo essay. I'll take it to them. It's maybe a 15-20 minutes session that can happen in future, but I can explain that. So I just wanted to tell these children that city, you will get to know a lot of things. And then was documentaries. There's a very good documentary on Netflix. We watched a lot of movies on Netflix, watching this 10 series episode of Our Planet, and watch movies like Swadesh. It's a very good movie. You'll just enjoy what he says. It's a 3 hour. Watch those kind of movies. You'll get a lot of ideas. The entrepreneurs who are working in this field on in helping create a better planet. So one is this person called Boyan Slath. He has created a machine called Interceptor that goes around rivers and collects all the waste, the plastic dumped, and these fishes are eating. So it collects it together and gets it out from the rivers. Then, as I said, don't crib. Just do your thing. People will follow. So um, you'll see your friends and your family actually telling you कि ये क्या कर रहे हो, ये कोई काम है. People that you'll end up, you'll think that they are laughing, they are actually thinking that this is very stupid thing. There's no thing to worry about. But if you are very concerned with this cause, make sure you follow it. Don't care about anyone, because when people start seeing you follow this, then they'll start picking you up. Then when they'll ask you questions, ki, हाँ ये कैसे किया? How did you do it? You'll feel very proud of it. Okay, so what I used to do personally is, when I used to do this composting thing, all my waste and slicing those bottles and soda cans, I used to take pictures and I used to normally put it on Instagram and my WhatsApp status. Gradually, my friends started to learn about it, and what we ended up today is a whole, like, there's a big group of friends that just does it together. So it happens when they see you doing things, they'll change. But don't expect them to change. That when you go and talk about these things, there will always be a counter arguments that ऐसे नहीं होता, या हम क्या करें, या कैसे हो सकता है, अभी तो बहुत मुश्किल है. But it is not that way. You as an individual take that responsibility, do it. People will come and follow. Use WhatsApp and Instagram, as I said. NGOs, So I've joined two NGOs. One is called Save Aravali, and I'm sure that there would be Facebook groups around you. There would be many NGOs that will be working. Even Sir's own NGO that works in this field. So try and connect with these people. When you connect with like-minded people, you'll get to learn so many things in the world that are happening, and things will change. And I'm telling you this in written, that if you start today and after an year, when you look back, you will understand you have done so many things in an year that you didn't even imagine that you will end up doing. Again, most difficult to convince your family, the neighbors and friends. Strangers are easy, but start with your own house, start with your own family, explain. And if family doesn't understand, do it by yourself. They'll gradually turn. It took me a lot of months to convince my mother to actually start segregating. It's just that habit that we have to develop. Once we develop that habit, it becomes very easy. Then understand the system, find loopholes and nail it. As I was telling you, the waste management system in the country has some issues with it. Try to talk to your authorities. Use Twitter to see. Try to understand what's happening in your city. There again, if you connect with these NGOs, you will get to know a lot of things. And then last is travel. You are growing. You're young people. I'll recommend you travel around. Look out for places. Just see what's happening in the city. Stay local. Start villagers to those city people. Just travel. The more you know about this country, is to know there are so many things. Come to the mountains, Uttarakhand, Himachal, Jammu, Kashmir. Explore south of India. Explore middle parts of India. There is so much in the country to learn, and I'm sure you will come up with a lot of things. Go to the northeast. Northeast is the cleanest. You'll just love that place. Northeast of the country is just amazing to view. And that's the end. So in case you guys want to follow me, you want to talk to me more, because I love to talk to you also, as you are young, and then I'm also quite keen to learn from young people. So these are my Instagram IDs. The one you see, Diary of the Wanderer, is about travel. And the Uber Mali term, I use it because it's mostly on plants and growing plants and utilizing all those things that I showed you, the plastic materials and everything. I love to have stories from if you want to talk to me. And just a quote in the end, that it's not the planet that needs to be saved. So when we say restore the planet knows the planet will survive. It has been there for billions of years. It will stay here for billions of years. We are in the midst of the crisis. So we are in the trouble. Let's change ourselves and try to bring in new things as students, as young people, and help this country. That I'll like to give a salute to everybody here, the NCC cadets especially, because I believe you guys are the best. And I really wanted once in my younger times, but I think the time has passed, and what you will do and what you will end up doing is something you're going to contribute. And other students also study. Make sure that you in education and study. So educate yourself. Talk to your parents. Talk to your grandparents. Talk to strangers. Learn things from everyone. Use YouTube and use these OTT platforms to learn and see the topic of your interest and just explore. There's so much to learn from. So that's it from my end, sir. I hope everybody liked it. And as I said, I'm welcome to get a feedback. And in case they want to share their stories, also my Instagram IDs are here. So I'll be happy. Rajan ji.
Thank you so much. Thank you. A well-lit lecture, wonderful. You started with restoring the resources.
Yeah, I started with restoring the resources.
Followed with solid waste management. And to us, the gardening was a wonderful event. How we can grow gardens in our own houses, and followed by a wonderful closing session to encourage the students to cultivate the habit of how to manage the waste in their respective houses. A wonderful talk indeed. We are really thankful to you. And then
Thank you, sir.
I request all the children to give a clap.
After that,
Clap,
sir.
clap.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really nice. Okay. I think you can stop sharing the screen, Ms. Vikas.
Stop sharing.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Children,
And any questions in case children, the students want to have any discussion with me on the questions in case
yeah.
you have. So
I'll just take 5 minutes of time, then I will allow for interaction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So just hold on. I'm switching off my tube light because it's getting darker here.
Okay,
so
okay,
just hold
okay.
on.
Yeah, sure. Children, we had a wonderful session. Hope you all enjoyed, and please implement what all we have learned. Okay, that is very important. Simply attending a webinar is of no use. You have to put it to practice. That is what is most essential, especially because you being the bridge between the old timers and the new generation, upcoming generation. You are the bridge. You have to balance both. I think that is what
Yes,
the
sir.
need of the hour. And
Yes, sir.
before I request you, one more thing is there. We are Vakkan Seva Trust. We are also inviting videos on Earth Day 2021. You can record your voice, whatever you would like to share, and the best 3 videos will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, Vakkan Seva Trust YouTube channel. Okay, please submit your videos on send it through email. That email address you will be getting it on the certificate what you get now once you submit the feedback form. Okay, and before I conclude and hand over for question and answer, I would like to give a small tip in our daily life what we tend to make a mistake. Nowadays we get everything in plastic pouch, including right from milk. This is how usually what we cut,
Yeah.
we cut at the edge, and the small piece goes unnoticed. It gets to
Yes,
the
sir.
soil, it
Absolutely.
gets to the drainage, and this not only with milk pouch, it also with all other provisions, including edible oil, whatever that comes in the pouch. Never you cut this like this. Always try to cut in this shape so that the small piece also integral with the main cover, and this will go to the solid waste management, which goes for recycling unit. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a tip for the day. Please implement. Make your mother, father, whoever in your house, teach them this, a simple tip, and this will really help in a big way. This is a small thing. Small thing leads to perfection, but perfection is not a small thing. That is, please understand in your life. Okay. Now I'll hand over back to Mr. Vikas for question answer.
1 minute.
Yeah.
That feedback form. Did you get?
Did all get the feedback form link?
See, those who have got no show in the action. See, if you have opened your email, then only you can open that feedback form.
Okay.
Like how you are writing exam, no? Google
Like
form it
you write exam in the Google form, no? Same thing.
is. Same thing, you have to open your email. See, check.
Once you submit, you will get the e-certificate.
That's
Okay.
it. I think NCC
Okay.
girl,
Yeah.
90 Pragna, somebody has got.
Okay. Even if somebody has not got, please share the link so that they can use. Okay. Now back to Mr. Vikas. You will have a question answer. If you have any question, you can ask him, and there will be answers too. Okay. We have just about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, we are running out of time. Make a quick question answer, please.
Siri, did you get the link? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Admit. Only 5 minutes is there? Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
very.
Anyone having question, you can ask.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, speak loudly. Yeah.
Uh,
Tell
I've
your
heard
name,
about Aditya.
Oh.
Okay, Aditya Deshpande.
Yes, sir. I've heard about plastic eating bacteria. So why don't we use them to solve a situation?
Aditya, plastic eating bacteria are so you have heard about it, and in case you read, so they are still under research. Okay, they what they have done is they are for okay. I'll give you a brief outlook on what happened with the project. Okay, so in case you discovered this plastic eating bacteria, what will they do first is they'll culture it, then they'll have a pilot testing. So they'll have a specific area that first they'll start testing it on. So they'll test it on different materials. How does it eat, and then what effects does it cause? So for now, nobody knows the long-term effect of bacteria. We have discovered it. We have tested it. The pilot testing is done. I think which country was it, I'm not sure, but I know that they have done it. They are trying to explore it, how to scale it up. So when there is a project that is developed has to be scaled up. When it comes to scaling up, they are yet to do it. So it will require a lot of other things also. It would need investment, it would need a lot of funding from different partners, it would need trust of different governments, countries. A lot of factors are involved with one thing. So whatever is delaying this thing to be used must be one of these factors: investment, government interest, then scalability, and then the after effects. So okay, you get the point. So a lot of things are involved with the whole process. So even what you saw, what I was telling you about the Swachhata Kendra that we set up in this was also a project. It went through a pilot testing at 100 cities. Then it evolved. We took out the challenges, we took out solutions, we took out everything together, and then this is how it was launched throughout the country, and not just one area. So this could be one of the reasons, those 4 or 5 reasons, that this is still not used in a big scale.
Okay, can I take
Okay, sir. Thank
2
you.
seconds? I wish to thank Gurpreet ma'am, Shama Parveen ma'am, and Vikas Gupta, Victor sir, for giving us an opportunity to have this wonderful webinar, especially with the most intelligent students of your school. We are really happy to work with these children. They are very interesting and then lovely, and then quite interested in especially environment. We are happy.
Interrupting you, but there was a kid who was going to speak. I heard someone.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say your webinar was amazing.
Tell your name. So
Tell
that,
your name.
My name is Tamagna Vibhu.
which
Okay.
class? Which class?
I'm the Tamagna Vibhu 7th B.
Oh, 7th.
Thank you, Vibhu.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Sir, I was the one who answered your first question. Who is that superhero?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm so glad you watched that series, and I think your friends and everybody here should also watch that. It's very relevant. And I'm so glad you answered it, and very proud of you.
Yes, sir.
But Rajanji,
Yes,
Yes, we can end that.
I think you are all happy, children. Okay,
Send feedback.
send the feedback form. We'll close the meeting now. Once again, thank you all. A wonderful evening with you. And
Sir, will this
thank
certificate
you
come
once
in
again,
message, sir?
Gurpreet ma'am and Praveen ma'am, Victor sir. Wonderful opportunity given to us, and we'll be keep in touch. We keep taking this initiative forward. We'll continue. Thank you so much. Because sir, really impressed. And we are also running a NGO. We are working in environment, and in fact, I am one among the participants in the citizen participation program in Bangalore
yes.
on solid waste management. I represent the constituency level, and they have and under constituency level there is a ward level, under ward level there is a block level, under block level there is a level like that. They are working with the government to make this solid waste management little easy and fruitful, and they wish to make this 2022 as a clean Bangalore mission. That is as requested by our Chief Minister Yediyurappa. And I'll be requesting your probably interaction, because you are very well aware with this solid waste management. Thank you so much. We'll close. Yeah. Thank you all.
Bye,
Thank you, sir.
Sir, you're an inspiration. Bye, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, on behalf of all the NCC cadets and all the ANOs from APS.